Hello, welcome to episode 2 of 5 in the Datapack tutorial series, version 1.2.1.4. We're going to be continuing with the return teleport item. I wasn't expecting to, but there's more we can do, so part 3. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so the lore of the item, well, let's get ourselves an item. Function, give. And if we save some coordinates on here, coordinates saved, great. It changes the name, but it doesn't give us any information about where it's saved. So we're going to add a line of lore that contains the coordinates. So at least we can see the coordinates it's going to teleport us to. And we're going to add something so we can strip off the data. We're going to keep it simple. I think I'll just have it so if we use the item and we're holding something in our offhand, it cleans the data. So that's it. And we might even have a part 4 as well, because people keep suggesting such cool ideas. So, let's keep going with it. Let's see if we can improve it. So let's pop over to the pack. Let's get rid of this one first. Let's pop over to the data pack. Right, first, we want to store the coordinates. So store data on gem. I think we just really, because we're already storing the coordinates here as custom data. So all we really need to do is store this as lore as well. So let's use misode just to create a little bit of a function. Now, here in our item modifier, you can see we're opening and closing the brackets because we actually have one item modifier, which is setting name, and we have another one, which is setting components. So what we'll do is we'll just make another one, which is setting lore. So let's pop over to misode and go to item modifier. And we'll do this one. There is a set lore, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, set lore. Let's keep it, mode. Let's do replace all, so it'll remove all the old lore. Let's take this off inline so we can see it better down there. Lore. I think I'm just going to keep it as a string. We're not using a resource pack, so translate is pointless. Okay, so let's just say my lore. Okay. Let's put that as inline. And let's just copy that. Okay, let's try. Let's see what we get away with. And what we'll do is we'll come down at the end here. We'll put a comma. And then we'll paste that after there. I'm also going to put another one of these on the end. There we go. Right, now it does seem a bit different. This one's got speech marks. This one hasn't. So maybe we don't need this, but let's just test it. Let's test it. Let's see what happens. Let's do a reload. We'll give ourselves another one. We'll shift and use it. It says coordinates saved, so everything seems good. And it says my lore. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is going a lot smoother than I thought it would. Let's use it. Okay, it still works. Cool. Let's go back. Right, so instead of this string here, we are going to want. How do I put multiple things in here? Oh, I don't have to, do I? Okay, so inside here, let's put destination. And we're already, at the beginning, we've already got our $sign saying you are using past data, and we're already passing the data. So let's just do x, colon, y, colon, z, colon. And we should just be able to pop these on. Like this. We'll put you there. We'll pop you there. And we'll pop. Oh, should we have dimension as well? Dim. Let's take the dimension too. Copy. Save. Okay, that looks good to me. So I'm going to try it. Should have that saved. Let's save that. Return the data. Ooh, okay. Well, it's worked. We've got destination, but we are. I mean, it's pretty ugly, isn't it? I reckon what we can do is we can change that X, Y, and Z. We'll change those into integers. Let's do that. And I don't think we need 2 copies. I think we could just change that into an integer, and we can use that for where we teleport to, which should then center us on the block, and we'll use it for the lore. It says dim Minecraft overworld. I think we'll leave that like that for now. We won't worry about that one. Okay, let's go back. So we're not going to do it in here. Where's this called from? This is called from use return, isn't it? So if we go to use return. Okay, here we are. This is where we're storing the data. So we still want to get the data. Well, we'll clear the data first, then we'll get the player's full data. So we'll copy all of that. Yes. Then we want to round the coordinates down. Round down. And I reckon the best way to do that is we just save them into a scoreboard, because scoreboards can only take integers. So if we take the X, Y, and Z from data full, save it to a score, that's going to automatically round it down for us. Or does it round it up? Don't remember which way, but it doesn't really matter. Let's do execute, store, result, storage. No, score. We want to go to a score first. Score. Let's get a fake player. And we'll call them temp X. We've only got cooldown. Let's add another score just to be a bit better. Value. Scoreboard. Objectives. Add. Value. Dummy. There we go. We can put anything we like in there. Cool, let's go back. Okay, so store into value. Run data get from storage from ID temp from player data dot full dot pos 0. So we're getting the same data that we've got here. But instead of putting it into a storage, we're putting it into a score. That means it's going to get rounded down. I keep saying rounded down. I don't know if it rounds down or if it rounds up or if it rounds to the nearest. So when I say round down, bear in mind that it rounds it. I should just say it rounds it. It rounds it to one or the other. I've never checked. So this will be Y, and we'll get pos 1. And then this will be Z. And we'll get pos 2. Okay, but now we're going to need access to that. So now we need to store the rounded values. So instead of getting from storage, you're going to have to be different. You're going to have to be an execute store result. So let's move the others out of the way, because we're only going to work on one line at a time. So instead of data modify, we will have execute store a result, and let's get rid of that last bit there. Okay, so we're going to store the result into player data.x. We're going to store it as an integer. We're going to multiply it by 1, so we're not going to change, and we will run scoreboard players get temp.x value. Okay, so we save all the player data into player data full. We then take away the X and put it into a scoreboard. That will force it to be rounded. We do the same for Y and Z, and then we copy them into our storage. So let's get rid of these other two here, and let's copy this one. And let's say you are going to go into player data Y, player data Z. You will be coming from temp Y, and you will come from temp Z. Okay. And then we data modify player dimension. We're not doing anything with dimension. And then we pass the player data to the store data on gem. Okay, so that should be it. That should have rounded those values. Let's have a go. Right, what have we got here? This is a horrible one. Okay, let's make ourselves another one. Let's just yoink. Oh, much better. Okay. Now we've got X13, 56, 23. Much better. Yeah, okay, I prefer that a lot. And obviously, we want to check it still works. Certainly seems to. Let's do a test on this green square and see where we end up. Will we end up in the corner or will we end up in the center? Let's go and have a check. So we'll stand here. Okay, so it now defaults us to the, so wherever we save it, it's going to teleport us back to the center of that block. I think that's perfectly acceptable. I don't think there's any reason to have two lots of coordinates. We don't need that accuracy when teleporting. It's crazy. Okay, let's get rid of that one because you are no longer needed. Much better. Okay, I like this. So function, we give ourselves one, we use it. I forgot where it is, but at least I know which dimension and the coordinates. Okay, and we can always rename the item as well. Yeah, there's nothing to stop us doing that. And let's try copying it. Let's give ourselves another one. How do we copy? We have an empty one in the offhand. Data copied. Nice, they're both exactly the same. Okay, so it's already taken into account that it's got extra data and it's copied that across as well. Perfect. Okay, I should have kept one of them because next, there we go. We've got some data on it. Next, we want to do cleaning. So how can we clean it? I don't want anything ticking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold an item in my offhand because we're already using that sort of mechanic anyway, and it will scrub the data. So I don't know. Water bucket, that makes sense to me. Let's use a water bucket because as everyone knows, if you're storing data on a crystal, which can last for thousands and thousands of years, or if you drop it in a water bucket, your data's gone. We all know that. That's physics. I don't know which world that is physics, but that's what we're going with. So let's come into use return. We're going to have to gem has data. So where's does the return, here we go. So we're going to come down here. We're going to do this. We're going to do the cooldown. Is there a return gem? If there is, we want to copy it. We'll do that first. Does the return gem in the player's main hand have data? If it does, go to gem has data. Okay, let's go in there. Gem has data. And here, before we do anything, let's check if we've got our magic cleaning bucket in our offhand. So let's do check for water. Check for water in offhand. Execute if items entity myself my weapon offhand. Is it called bucket of water? Or is it called water bucket? It's called water bucket. Let's be good. Namespace. Minecraft. Let's attempt to do namespace. Minecraft water bucket. Then run, return, run. So we're going to exit this function. We're not going to try and do any copying or anything like that or teleporting. I think we're just going to run another function. Yeah, let's make another function. Inside return, new file, and we'll call it scrub gem data.mc function. Gem has data, run, return, run, function, run fun, function, scrub gem data. Okay. So the gem we're holding, we've shift right clicked. It does have some data, but we have a bucket in our offhand. So quick exit. We don't want to teleport. We want to scrub gem data instead. Let's save that. Let's go to our new scrub gem data, and we'll have one remove the data message. Let's do the message first because that's going to be just a tell raw. Tell raw add s. We'll have some text. What should we say? Gem cleaned, data removed. Data removed makes more sense. Data removed. Okay, so now we are going to want an item modifier. Well, actually, we're going to want 3 item modifiers. So let's do item modify entity at s, and we know it's the main hand because that's the only place the gem works from. Main hand. Open, close, done. Right, so our 3 modifiers are going to go in there. I am going to use line splitting to make it easier to see. So I'm going to line split there. I'm going to line split there. Okay, so we want our modifiers to go in here. Let's go over to misode. So we need something like, well, a law. Let's set the law. Let's set the law to something that makes something generic. Okay, so we can actually just use the one we've still got. Set law string. My law will say useful for getting around. I'll make that inline. I'll copy that. And I'm going to put it there. Okay. And we're replacing all law. Nice. Maybe we should have some law when we do the give function as well. Yeah, I think we should add that. We'll add that in a minute. We'll continue with scrub gem data first. So we've done the law. Now let's do the name. So let's do a reset on this. Function. Set name. Oh, I've set ominous bottle amplifier. Interesting. Clearly not what I wanted. Set name. Name, we'll just have it as a string. Wow, what's it called? What's it called when we get a new one? It's called returner. Okay, so we'll set it back to that. Name returner. Yeah, okay. Copy that. Take it here. Let's just, well, we put it in front or behind. This isn't going to be the last one anymore, so let's make sure we get a comma on that one. Paste this one in. We are using line splitters, so make sure we get the line splitter in again. Let's save that. So we've reset the law, we've reset the name, and let's reset the components. I don't think we'll have to reset the max stack size. I think that will just stay. So really it's the custom data, isn't it? Gem has stored data on gem. So it's just custom data. So if I do a set components and I just set return true, okay, that should work. Let's try it. Let's have a new one. Set custom data. Object. And we just have return. Oh, no. Return. Press that. It is a Boolean. We set it to true. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Let's copy that. And let's put you. So name is no longer the last one. Let's put a comma. Next line. Put that in. Because we're using line splitters, we'll need another one at the end there. Let's try it. Okay. Let's do a reload. Who's got data? You haven't. You have. Okay, so let's get ourselves a watery bucket. Watery bucket. Let's pop that in our offhand. Let's data removed. Useful for getting around. Okay, so the main difference is this one doesn't have, the fresh new one doesn't have useful for getting around. Okay, so let's add that to the original recipe. So let's go here. Let's clean that up for next time. Let's go to does it have a give command? Actually, we could just add it, can't we? We'll just add it to the recipe here. Give. Copy the line separator. This is no longer the last one, so put a comma, because we're also going to want Minecraft law equals, now that should be curlies, and can I just put that in there? No, it's not happy. Do I need to, oh, which version are we in? Do we need a couple of them, and we can put actual text like this? Okay. Useful for getting around. Let's save that. Okay, let's go back. Test. Take that out of there. Give ourselves one. Excuse me. Returner. Useful for getting around. Okay, let's dupe that. So we've got 2. Let's save some coordinates. So we now have destination, and that one's useful for getting around. Put that into our offhand. Clean that one. Useful for getting around. Oh, I see a difference in the name. Look at that. So the fresh one doesn't have italics. Let's give ourselves another fresh one. The fresh one doesn't have italics, but the one we give back to ourselves after we scrubbed, look, its name, because this one is setting item name and this one is setting custom name. Okay, so let's take away those italics. Surely we can do that. Scrub gem data, name. How on earth do we set that name so it doesn't have italics? Let's go to misode, item modifier, set name, name. I want a string. Oh, see, but that doesn't give me the choices, you see. So string, do we have something like object or, oh, text. Here we go. Text. Ah, look, now we've got loads of choices. Returner, and I just want to turn italics off. Okay, so it's quite simple. We just add italic 1b there. Okay, let's copy that little bit. So we've copied after name. So it looks like we've copied that bit there. Put that in. Save that. Let's go back. Which one is fresh and new? That's a new one. That's our used one. Let's get a duplicate. Let's store some data. Okay. I don't mind it being italic while it's got data. It makes it stand out a bit more that it's got data on it. But when we clean it, hey, did I reload? Save it. Data removed. Data removed. That worked. Okay, so take that out of your offhand. Store some. Woo! Oh my god, that made me jump. Store some data on it. Oh, okay. We think we might have a problem there. Store some data on it. Clean it. Okay, now it says data removed, but I have a feeling if we data get entity add s selected item, we have still got custom data stored on it. And we've got return full. So that's odd. It's cleared some useful for getting around stack size. So what is stayed on? Custom name has changed. That's fine. Custom data. So we haven't actually overridden the custom data. Okay, so is there a way we can override custom data? Set custom data. Is there... Return, it's a boolean, it's true. Don't want any conditions. What I want is it to remove all the existing custom data. Okay, so how can we do that in one go? Don't see anything there. Can we literally remove it and set it? There's no replace all function or anything like that, is there? Okay, let's go and have a look. Scrub gem, Minecraft custom. How do we remove the custom data? I don't want to just add to it, I want to remove it. I suppose I could set return full to false. That would probably do it. But I'd rather remove the whole lot. Let's do a test and see if I set the custom data to that. Now I think it's still going to be an append. So it's not going to remove... I think this will just remove nothing. Or rather than append, it's not going to replace it. let's have a little try. Experimenting. This is what we should do. Let's, just to be safe, start with fresh. Let me just dupe one of them, put it at the end there. Get a couple. Okay. Save some data. Scrub the data. Do a... Yeah, it's not replaced it. It's just not made any changes at all. What is... What is the command to remove everything in there? I can't just do that, can I? No. What if we just put return full? That's not how you do it. Return full. 0B. Okay, we'll try it. So when an item has custom data, we are setting return full to 1. And that's what we're using to see if it's actually got data. So if we now scrub it, it says data removed, but if we check it, we should have return full is now set to 0. So when we come in here and has got date, does a return gem in the main player hand, we are checking for full. So that should do. So we've not actually removed the data. Coordinates saved. That's expected. Data removed. Okay, so it shouldn't teleport me. No, it's just saved coordinates. Okay, there we go. That'll do. So now I can use it. Teleport. Yes. Let's get ourselves a spare. We can save a destination. Yeah. We can scrub the destination. Yeah. This should now just appear to be another normal gem. It has hidden data on it, but that data is not being used because we have set return full to empty. So when we come into use, this is not triggering and it doesn't say gem has data, which means it's now acting like an empty gem. If we have a water bucket in our offhand, we will be able to save coordinates. That's expected because we're not even going in there. Doesn't have return full, so we're just storing data. Doink, coordinates saved. Okay, now if I used it, it would scrub it, take the water out, teleport back. Okay, there we go. So we haven't actually cleared all of the data from it. What we've done is we've just set that return full to 0, which means it acts like an empty gem. Okay, well, this went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but there we go. We can now scrub our gems. We already had copying and stuff, and we can see where they're going to teleport us to. Cool. Now, the other idea I had when playing around with this was pretty cool. Well, Galsurgi gave me an idea of how about instead of the gem being eaten or destroyed, it uses up like a charge of magic dust. So you have like something in your inventory, and every time you teleport, it uses one of your magic dust charges. I really like that idea, so I might going to play around with that at some point. And I like the idea of having a book, and if you, like a spell book or a waypoint book, and you can hold the book in your offhand and right-click with your gem and copy the data into the book. And the book, basically, you open it up and teleport anytime you like, and it would be, free. The teleport would never run out. But maybe the book is really expensive to craft, and maybe it costs like, I don't know. Ooh, maybe it's really expensive and it costs a dragon egg or 8 wither stars, nether stars, whatever they're called. The starry things, the wither drops. Something like that. And each book can only have 1 page of teleports. That way you don't have to deal with multiple pages as well. Anyway, people have given me quite a few cool ideas for this thing, cooldowns, all sorts of interesting stuff. So we're probably going to come back and visit this again at some point. Anyway, there's enough waffling at the end there. Thank you very much to everyone who has given me ideas. It's quite enjoyable playing around with them. Anyway, you all have a great day. I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.